Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is CJ. This is CJ. Hope you're surviving this sensitive, emotional, eye-opening, special time of year known as Pisces season. It's me, your guy, coming at you live with some Pisces recommendations. Let's set the record straight a little bit. I feel like there's a lot of Pisces slander in this world. And yes, that is a very Pisces opinion to have of said Pisces slander. I feel like we're categorized as being kind of loopy, daydreamy, kind of soft, squishy baby crybabies, right? And that's the generalization and take I see in a lot of these astro meme communities coming up. I don't think there's like a lot of nuance in the meme currency in general. It doesn't really lend itself to that, but I feel like most signs out of all of the ones that I've seen and know attributes about, Pisces just gets slandered on the internet. So this is not a Pisces collection of books that will make you cry. This doesn't really tap into that emotive side of the reading spectrum because I think there's more to us than that. Obviously, I am a Pisces. Proud of it, baby. And if you're not into astrology, I mean, I think you could still watch this video because these are all great books, but you might be rolling your eyes. And if you're rolling your eyes, I mean, I don't really care. So don't tell me about it. Maybe I'll start with what being a Pisces means to me and roll into how I think these books help support that. The Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and it's kind of said to have little glimpses and attributes of all of the full spectrum of the full signs as part of that, as it comes last. And I would agree to that. I think one of the key attributes of being a Pisces is being able to be very receptive and intuitive to other people's feelings and emotions. So just having a really high emotional IQ, being able to gauge into other people if they're feeling good in the moment, what the vibe is, like a quick vibe check in the room without anyone saying anything. Huge Pisces energy. I also think there's a lot of limitless abundantness in the creative mindset that Pisces naturally have. There's a kind of disruption of natural limitations that other people might follow or see as a rule or a law to abide to. And I guess there's just like a lot of creative freedom, intuitive thinking, and maybe alignment with the natural world. That's what I'm gonna say. That's this video. I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit woo-woo because why not? Okay, so I have 6 books to recommend, and let's just get started, yeah? First up, my dog Patti Smith. This is from the Why I Write series, and it's essentially different artists meditating on why they write. It's published by Yale University, and the title of her little short collection of essays is called Devotion. This definitely isn't a Patti Smith introduction text. If you've never read her before, this is not her strongest work by far. I wouldn't recommend starting with this, but it's a great supplementary little text that really dives into the idea of being compelled towards something, being drawn towards something, being so enamored and having like a magnitude or affinity towards either a trade or action or a hobby or a person that I think really encompasses some like Pisces energy there of just that idea of attachment to a thing in general. Very typical Patti Smith way, this kind of flows in and out of memory. We have gateways into her past. There's a lot of nostalgia wrapped up into this. I think it's just a really compelling, beautifully written exploration of being devoted and compelled to a creative practice. Next up, we have Freshwater by Akwaeke Emezi. They are a non-binary writer, and this was one of my favorite books of last year. Ada, a person from Nigeria who is navigating their college experience as they travel to America. I feel like this story really exists on 2 planes. One is like a physical narrative that's being told, and one is definitely like a psychological, metaphysical reckoning that our main character Ada is coming to terms with as they are leaning more into the liminal spaces of their identity and trying to figure out and step into the cloudy unknown of things that exist things that exist outside of the binary in general. Really powerful retelling and examination of sexual assault, of how that fractures a person, of how people can turn into compartmentalized different versions of themselves to escape harm and abuse. And the most powerful Pisces tie for me to this book is definitely like the imaginative thinking around the mythology tied into this, as well as, again, just these importance of liminal spaces and existing within that in-between, within that gray, within that unknown, and feeling comfortable there. But it's by Maggie Nelson. I mean, it is a book of prose written in fragments, all about the meditation on the color blue, baby. I mean, if something is not a Pisces vibe, I don't know, you know, this is top tier Pisces energy to me. I love Maggie Nelson. I think this collection in particular is definitely something you can dip into and dip out of. Again, Pisces vibes, being fluid. But you can also read it in one sitting if you like. There's a lot going on. I actually haven't read this since college and I should give it a reread, but just as I was flipping through these pages in general, I'm like, yeah. Like this is one of them. Are you sure, one would like to ask, that it cannot love you back? Longing, baby. Being wrapped up in the idea of something. Huge Pisces vibes. I mean, a little on the nose, but fucking true. Pisces by Melissa Broder is a perfect book for Pisces season. We're hinging on the real and the unreal. We're in that imaginative world-making space. It's vividly real, but also entirely fantastical. A love story is at the center of this novel between a woman who is extremely depressed and kind of trudging her way through her life and what turns out to be a merman. So lots of amazing, obsessive, squirrely, weird, quirky writing in this one. I think it is truly bizarre and still lives up to me in this day. I loved my reading experience of this book, and I think it's fun, fantastical, gross, dirty, real, and has gorgeous writing all at the same time. Perfection. Urgent Strategy by Adrienne Marie Brown. This is a sort of manifesto, radical self-help, planet help that's derived from a lot of Octavia Butler's thinking about the idea of change and about looking at nature and cyclical natures within society that basically go down to this idea of mutation, of something being ever changing, ever shifting, ever evolving as the way to approach everything in your life, as an evolution of being able to be fluid, being able to be yes and no at the same time. It involves science and science fiction. There's like some dystopian examination of the climate crisis that we're facing, but it overall is a book about patterns, recognizing patterns, and how leaning into the cyclical nature of the natural world is our path forward and a strategy for surviving and shaping the world we want to live in. Gorgeous. Last, I have Little Weirds by Jenny Slate. This is a collection of essays. Jenny Slate is a comedian, a very sincere, sentimental, soft-hearted human being who I feel like is an abnormal celebrity, and really in all of her public-facing work has been very generous and transparent with her personal life and what she's dealing with on an everyday level. Very introspective, very whimsical. It's so sweet, but not in a saccharine sort of way. Yeah, friendships, meditations on partnership, being in love, loving yourself, failing yourself, and overall is a really, really tender reading experience that I think taps into, you know, the natural emotiveness that Pisces have within themselves. That's it. That's my Pisces season recommendations. Cute little selection of books. I feel proud of this summary. I feel proud of this collection as a loud and proud Pisces, and I think this is a group of books that any curious, inquisitive, empathetic human being would and should read. All right? Do well, minimal tears, baby. Feel all the feelings, let it go, be fluid like water, lean into whatever fluidity you've been resisting in your life. Those are my my advice for Pisces season. Hope you liked it. Goodbye.